What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Turnbuckle Podcast. As always, myself, James Black, here, ready to do some rumbling on this show. Let's bring in the guys from a far distance, besides one. One's hidden in another room somewhere. I locked them up. So, without further ado, let's bring in Biohazzard. What's up, Bio?
What's up?
And then bring in Paul. What's up, Paul? Paul, can't hear you.
What's up? What's up, guys?
There you go. So we have an interesting show going on today. Since this is known as the post show of the Royal Rumble, which the Royal Rumble happened yesterday, but today we're going to be able to talk about it now. Makes it easier on our schedules. So, without further ado, let's get into the yellow drop topics of our day. So, first match that happened in the Royal Rumble was the Roman Reigns retaining his Universal title by DQ against Seth Rollins. So, guys, what was like the biggest thing that came out of this match that you guys loved?
You want to take this one, Paul, or should I?
So I think the whole fucking disqualification thing was a whole fucking cop-out. That's just, me personally, we all know that, Seth has his number. I feel as though that now, since Brock Lesnar, well, I'm not going to say anything about that. So since we have a winner of Rumble since we have a winner of the Rumble, and they're going to be facing at WrestleMania, whoever they choose, I feel like it's going to be a triple threat match.
Right.
Facing, like it was 5 years ago?
I think so, yeah. It was, you're talking about the one WrestleMania I think you're talking about is 31?
I think so.
But
yeah, I feel like that disqualification shit was a cop out. I feel like, and if they don't continue to feud, that's going to be some fucked up shit if they don't. They have a good story to continue, if anything. Like, he didn't beat him. He didn't beat him at all. So he has every right to try and get that title, regardless of the fact.
True. Bio.
I mean, the whole Roman Reigns and Seth, I loved it. It was good the way Seth came out with the Shield, the whole Shield attire. Now, see, to me, the way it was going, it wasn't about the title. It wasn't about the way there was now seeing that match, the way it was written. It was more of him showing Roman that this ain't really you. This is who you are, and the only way I could get to you is by breaking you.
Right.
And how to break them? Bring back the Shield. That's
Honestly,
why he said, I will always love you, my brother. No matter what, I will always love you.
To piggyback off of that, if this was the pay-per-view to open that forbidden door to AEW, I would have loved to have seen it. And you know what I'm talking about.
Well, you know what? You just brought it up. They might as well say the WWE have finally, for once, has somewhat listened to what the fans. When I see Mickey James came out with the title, Impact
and her
Women's
Impact theme,
and everything, even said the Impact Women's Champion, I was like, what? WWE finally.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question, though. Is WWE going to continue it? Or are they just going to say, all right, well, this is fuck you all?
This is just a one-off. Yeah, right.
Is this going to be a one and done where you can say, "Oh, you could do this," but then you got to go and slap it back in the fans' faces?
I
ain't gonna lie, this Rumble was nice. It was pretty good. I liked the entries on the women's and the men's and all around.
I didn't like the men's. The men's seemed boring to me.
I think she came out.
The men seemed boring to me. I just there wasn't really much of a surprise.
No, but Brock but Brock. That's what got me. Brock. I wasn't expecting. I was thinking it's going to be Bubba Ray. I was thinking about maybe possibly could have been Moxley because of talks. There were so many talks, but then that hits. It's like, wait, what the hell? He just.
See that right there. I kind of figured that was going to happen, so that they could continue the story.
And not just that, like the one thing that should have been a giveaway from when Lashley won the WWE World Heavyweight title against Brock was that he got screwed over by Roman, and Roman came in to change everything around. That could have been a giveaway where that is going to be leading to another match like that.
To be honest, Roman didn't screw Brock. Paul screwed Brock. Yeah. Paul screwed Brock because Paul Heyman could have turned around and never handed Roman the title. Period.
Right. Exactly. See, what I thought was going to happen is Roman was going to come out during the Seth and Brock was going to come. Yeah, Brock was going to come out to the Roman and Seth fight and interfere and have Rollins win the title, and then Roman come in the Rumble and win that way. But it was completely reversed I thought.
But that was good though, because like I said, when Brock's music hit, wait a minute, Brock just got done. No, wait, what? Now here's the thing. What is going on? Who is now? Might as well ask everybody, who is Paul Heyman really with?
And then he completely dominated it.
Is he with Roman or is he with Brock? Because the way you got both, you screwed over Brock, but now the way Brock went into was entered 30 into the Rumble and he wins it. Now, was it for you to have Brock lose it to get to the Rumble where now he can turn around and put fear in Lashley or Roman?
Nah, he's not going to go after Lashley. We all know he's going after Roman.
Nah. What I see could happen, I would like to see happen, actually. Brock will turn around and go to Lashley and say, you got balls? Put your title on the line. Roman, you think you're the head chief, whatever? You think you got balls? You also put your title on the line. And all three of us, winner takes all.
Yeah.
Unification.
The titles are going to get unified.
Same thing with the women's having Ronda Rousey coming back and actually taking it and actually winning it and taking out Charlotte.
Boy, go ahead.
I didn't mind that. I was afraid that I wasn't going to like it, but she actually showed some improvement. Her fake ass Shane fighting skills looked terrible, like always. But I'm kind of a little mad that her and Shayna didn't team up like I wanted them to, because I was like, I was fanboying. I was like, yes, I need this to happen right now. Like, I want her and Shayna to team up so fucking bad. 2 out of the 4 horsewomen from UFC. I need that in my life right now.
Well, to be honest, we did too. But they work together no matter what. They work together and all that. So no matter what, it was that chemistry,
Uh-huh.
and I loved it. Now I see Ronda doing the same thing, unifying the both titles.
You sure?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Because if both men titles are getting unified, what they're going to go after the women's.
So,
well.
there is speculation that Ronda's going to go after Sasha. I mean, not Sasha. Ronda's going to go after Becky at the Rumble. I mean, at Mania. That's some speculation right there. But I kind of don't want that. I kind of want Bianca to go after Beck, and whoever has the title on SmackDown, Ronda goes after.
So it'd be Charlotte. So you think it should be Charlotte and Ronda?
Whoever has the title, because there are some pay-per-views coming up where Charlotte could lose that title.
Yeah, but the way I think it's going to go back to the way it was the first time they squared off, where it was Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte.
Winner take all.
Because look how the story, Becky still got the title. Charlotte's got the title. Now Ronda can challenge them at any pick either one at any time she wants for Mania. Technically, she don't even have to use that rest that title that's cashing at Mania either.
I mean, technically, she never lost.
That too.
Ronda never got pinned. The only one who got pinned was Charlotte.
No. Ronda got pinned, but she never got pinned. Remember, her shoulders never touched the mat, and the ref counted 3.
True.
Remember that. They talked about that the entire. They actually blacked that shit the fuck out. If you remember, the night after fucking Mania, they blacked that shit when her fucking. Remember?
Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah, they did.
But I do see it. But I can see it being that 3, repeating that, bringing back. Because, like I said, the chemistry that they were having with these bringing back the old ones and all that with their feuds, who they had it with, like Sonya and with Naomi was good.
Yeah,
that was a good with the way to play with that. But certain other ones, I liked it. It brought me back somewhat a little bit. Now,
like fucking Michelle McCool and fucking Mickie James. That shit was hilarious. I loved it. I was like, yes.
Even with the one with Right to Censor with Rhea Ripley.
That was I couldn't believe she went. Why Ivory? Why you would have made good in the Rumble, but why?
I'm actually surprised that they brought the Right to Censor in, since they're not really doing so, because you know who Right to Censor was, right? That's Bray Wyatt's father.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The IRS.
Yeah. So yeah, that's his father. So that right there, I was like, wait, why are they doing this? Hold on. What are they trying to tell us here? Why did they bring Right to Censor? Are they really going to do what I think they're going to do? Did they really undercover sign Bray Wyatt back?
Wait.
Didn't I call something like that before?
No, like just Paul said, now it's got me thinking, but wait, can Bray Wyatt be the reborn of the Mr. IRS, but just in a different, darker way? Even if he but matter of fact, how we know if Bray Wyatt is going to be dark? Maybe he could be babyface.
Or
he could be a heel, a full heel, or maybe he could play both. Which I could see him playing both because of him with The Fiend and Bray Wyatt Playhouse.
Yeah.
He's the happy, jolly. But when you crossed that line and had no choice, you had to deal with The Fiend. But, right? Paul, maybe. It could be a punchline. It could have been a bomb drop. And what else? Gus catching on like that.
Mm-hmm. It could be a hint. It could be maybe something they want to throw out there as one of the gimmicks. Since apparently, if you notice, a lot of the Hall of Famers are bringing out their old gimmicks at the Royal Rumble. Like you got Molly Holly doing Mighty Holly.
Well, I think she's actually done that every year
No,
since the
twice.
one. Since the Rumble, like when she was on the last time, it was Mighty Molly.
Yeah.
And then she brought it back out again because of Nikki Ash.
That
And the
shit
re-
was. I was not expecting her to fucking like go ape shit on her like that. I was expecting. Well, see, what I was expecting was I was actually expecting Nikki Ash to actually team up with the Mighty Molly, because since Mighty Molly is a superhero, quote unquote, she can learn some stuff from she can learn. Nikki, as an almost superhero, can learn from an actual superhero. If that makes any sense.
No, yeah, you're right. That makes completely a lot of sense. I mean, because Molly Holly, to be honest, it was the very first superhero.
If they really want to follow kayfabe, I mean,
I mean, Molly Holly didn't give a shit. She would have stepped in the ring with anybody. That was what a lot of the women back then. I mean, I just with my thing, I could see it's going to probably be the same way. They're going to probably push with Brock, with Roman and Lashley. It's going to probably be the same way with Becky Lynch and Charlotte. And and the winner, whoever's the winner, is going to take it all, and that's who's going to unite what, or however it's going to be.
So, all right, the grit couple versus the it couple.
Oh, that was a good match.
So let me explain something to you. You want to know how bad that shit was for me?
How bad?
I fell asleep on it.
Really?
I fell asleep towards the end because it just wasn't interesting to me.
Huh.
Like, there were some good spots here and there, but I was like, I was looking forward to it, but I was just like, what the fuck? Like that. And the other match I fell asleep on. What's the? I think I fell asleep on.
Becky?
Yeah, I fell asleep on that one too. The Becky Doudrop match.
I mean, I'm hoping this whole thing is over with Doudrop and Becky Lynch with this title shit. I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Doudrop is pretty. She's good. I think she needs to sit back and put some work in before you really go back up to that level again. Start getting some wins underneath the belt. Even you get losses, but start getting ring time in. Then go and shop for it.
I feel like what you're saying is true. They should unify the two women's titles, but they should also make like what AEW is doing and make like a mid card title. As far as, all right, so I'm gonna put this title on you. You're gonna wear this shit proud, and you can just try and beat the main eventers and shit like that. Like you're going to try and wear this title proud. You're going to make phenomenal matches and everything else like that. Like the TBS title. Like I've been saying this shit for years. Like they don't need another world champion. Like they should have like an intercontinental or US title, like women's division of the belt. You know what I'm saying?
So so pretty much like when they unify the men's title, have it to where almost like how it used to be with the WWE and or / WWF World Heavyweight title, having the one main title, that's it. Having the two mid cards and then tag teams. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
What about
I
unifying
meant like
titles?
the women's division, not
I know you're
not
talking about. Like, I know what you meant, but I'm just saying, as in the men's point of view, the men's title wise.
Well,
As a
I don't like. I don't really want have the like. I wish the NXT title. I wish women's didn't get an NXT title in like a women's tag team title. Like
Yeah.
I really wish that the freaking tag team division, like how they originally had it, was like across all three brands. Like that shit was amazing. Like
Yeah,
I would have
you
loved to see that.
everybody. You saw to see the people who are developing down in NXT actually shine with the main event wrestlers who are up here busting their ass and saying that, yeah, I can hold up my end against anybody from being, even though it's called a developmental stage.
Like they're not doing anything with the women's tag team titles right now. They're really not.
Same with what's the name of the team now?
Yeah,
Toxic.
but I don't fucking know.
It's only, see, here's the thing. There's only one women's tag team belt. And like Paul said, they're not being really used. So what is the point? And two, what is the point of having two tag teams?
Unify them.
Unify the tag teams together where it would be just one tag team, one set of belts, and them belts get them two belts go from whoever challenges it and deserves it.
No. I meant like, well, so what I meant was, so
this is what I'm saying, though.
right. So what it is so I feel like they're closing NXT off again. They're not letting them, be their own brand. They're just closing them off to everybody. Yeah, sure, they're gonna have like some superstars come down like they used to, but they're closing it off again. Nobody's gonna, mention NXT on the regular programming or anything else like that.
But that should be that way, because to be honest, if NXT is known as I should say, school, then they shouldn't have. To be honest, they shouldn't have television time because it's training. That's what you're supposed to build these guys up to get them to the main roster. But if you're going to turn the schooling into also a brand in a way, then you need to drop the developmental or whatever it's called.
Developmental, and trying to say that, hey, this is a league of their own and everything else. But if they're going to try to make it to a brand, why not just branch it off like they did with ECW when WWE tried to bring it back?
Well, ECW failed because they didn't have Paul Heyman as their leader.
No. I will argue so much about that. Paul Heyman was an asshole to ECW. Paul Heyman ran ECW in the ground. Paul Heyman, don't get me wrong, Paul Heyman was a bad businessman, but he knew talent when he seen it. He's created talent. He's created a lot. I'll give him that. But ECW would have never had a chance, even if Paul Heyman would, because he would have been taking every cheap way out. That's how Vince was able to get ECW.
True.
And it wasn't even Vince who bought ECW. It was Stephanie.
Well, that was kayfabe.
But with that, even if it was with that run, it was Stephanie who bought ECW. So, and Shane bought WCW.
Well, one thing I want to bring up, because I know, Bio, you and I talked about this. It was about a question that you brought up. Would be a good idea how Seth dressed up as the Shield and he got himself together, everything else, and apparently, as you said, Moxley handed his rights from the Shield over to Seth. If Seth decided to make a Shield 2.0, I say 2.0 because 1.0 we already know who the original members are. If he made a 2.0 and guys, whoever's watching this, comment on this, please. Who do you think will make the Shield now, with Seth in the middle, and who are the other two guys?
But see, that's the thing, though. It doesn't have to be 3. It could be more than 3. It could go to 4 or 5. It could go to 10. They could. Who knows? Maybe they could come out like they just saying hypothetically, be like the next Aces of Eights. Just come out with a big group out of nowhere.
So pretty much another NWO, or I don't know, maybe the Elite.
It could be either thing. It doesn't know, because I mean the whole thing and then Robin was saying he won't let me go. What does that mean?
That's a good question. When Roman said that, we just lost Paul. I guess he had to he's taking care of something. But anyway, that's a good question with that one, because of the fact that, does that mean excuse me, that he's trying to pull him back into maybe reforming the Shield with 2 guys and maybe another person in the development, maybe? Like maybe, I don't know, a man who is the NXT
His
champion
cousin?
at the moment?
You talking about his cousin?
No, NXT champion. He's a signer.
No, you know what? Being part of the Shield? If there was,
If there was.
I don't think he would, because on the simple fact this is how he's already rolling on his own.
Right. But even with Seth was rolling good on his own. And then all of a sudden, he started teaming up with, at the time, Moxley and Roman. Remember that. Because Seth is the original NXT champion.
True.
And then he teamed up with Roman, and at the time where Moxley's real name was
Dean Ambrose.
And then all of a sudden they became that fraction. It's like anything, like even with Big E. Big E at the time, he was Big E Langston. And he came through, and then all of a sudden he went through with his runs with the Intercontinental title off and on, and then all of a sudden he came together as a fraction with the New Day. So it's...
Well, it couldn't even be that. Maybe that was the sign of the Shield fully done. It could have been that too.
True.
And the only way that the Shield could have been done was by Roman doing what he did. Yeah, exactly the same way he got taken out. But here's the thing: you got so much there to go off on, and wonder this, wonder that. The only thing is now we got to see where it's going to go. Are they going to run something from off of that? Because if they don't, then you know that's a dead drop. The Shield is fully done. Then pretty much it's the same.
Right. It's like even late. Anything. It's like we'll be always saying the business. Anything can happen. Anything can form. Anything can be a turn of the hat to where that maybe Seth could join in to the head of the table, to where that they may be a what do you call it, a inauguration kind of thing, to where that he had to be going into it, get his ass whooped like Jay and Jimmy did. You never know. But
maybe that could be all right. Maybe that was Seth Rollins' introduction in. Now, could that led to maybe it would be Roman and the Usos and Seth as something like the Shield?
And because you know they're going to keep it as a head of the table no matter what, the bloodline somehow, some way. And then Heyman be part of the whole entire clique with that.
But that's the thing. How do we know if Paul is really with it? Once this was a whole setup now for Brock to face them and show them that I could go on the hunt for either one of these, but I couldn't do it without Paul. We don't know the whole, what's the story? Again, people, fans, please help us try to figure this out. What was the whole logic behind Paul Heyman's means of from crossing Roman to now crossing Brock to now Brock coming in winning the Royal Rumble? So can you help us out with that? Leave your comments saying
very confusing.
It is confusing. So maybe for our viewers, if you're listen, help us.
Last thing I can think of when it comes down to with all that, it's like it could be like you said, it could be leading into unifying titles. It could be leading into maybe an open door somewhere where they're trying to maybe having something come through that door they finally busted open for once.
I see another thing it could be. Maybe that was Paul Heyman's way of retiring himself. Because Paul Heyman said he's getting there to be done. Maybe that was a way to break ties with both of them. But like, all right, I screwed you with Brock. Now I'm going to do it, and this is for both of us. It's equal, and I can separate now.
But only thing is, he walked away with Roman.
Even though he walked away with Roman, but how do we know what's going to happen? Maybe he could turn around and at that moment walked out with Roman to make it look, but then come to find out he's done with it both.
Could be true, but how I'm looking at it is that I think it's leaning down to where that I think what Paul's trying to do is, like, yes, Roman and Brock have a really long history of whooping each other's asses. A lot, like how it is with Goldberg and Brock. But I think what he's trying to do is, I think maybe trying to show that you guys are almost the same kind of person. But what's the next thing they can do?
To be honest, I'm going to tell you right now.
Paul knew what he was doing all along. That's from Paul. Paul literally dropped off, and so he just commented. Apparently, Paul knew. He even knew what he was doing.
But see, the thing is, it leads up. Who is he lying with? Because you screwed over Brock. But now Brock won the Rumble. What's that all about?
Maybe it's like the only way that Brock got into the Rumble, it was being negotiated in. And the only person who does his negotiation is Heyman.
But why would it be Roman? I could have seen, to be honest, I could have seen MVP doing it. Of Heyman handed over to MVP. And MVP hit him with the belt. But if Roman, what was going up with that?
What I see that's possibility that could be the issue with that, it might be because of the fact that their match that they were supposed to have at day one never happened. So this was a lead up that WWE was trying to get the storyline still continue because of the fact that they wanted this story. They may have done it to where that it wasn't Paul who screwed over. It was Paul screwed over Brock, but with the help of Roman, who is still under contract with Roman and Paul still having have a connection together. Because you got to remember, Brock disappeared for a good maybe 1 or 2 years, and then all of a sudden it came back in like nothing happened.
Well, all that I'm going to say on it is this: for once, WWE has shooken something up that's even got my attentions going nuts on this. Or what just happened?
Yeah.
What just happened? To be honest, this right now is got me. It's more that blew up than better than the Canada screw job. Because
Yes.
you just had Heyman screwed over. It's like, wait, who got really screwed over? Who is Heyman really with now? And this is kind of odd. So for once, WWE's got me on expense, and that's coming just from as a fan wise. Now on a business wise, I'm proud. They finally figured at least something to draw in a little bit. It might have not drawn in a lot, but it got enough to start thinking.
It's like what a lot of what they did, like with bringing back old rivalries from with the women's and having them come back and going through. That was like wow. Even with the Mickey and Lita.
Like I said, WWE for once did a good shake up. This was one of their, in a long time, one of their best goddamn pay-per-views. I'll give them hands up. This was, if I had to pay to watch this Rumble again, yes, I would do it. I mean, yeah, there was a couple matches I didn't too care for, but the women's and the men's Rumble themselves was worth it.
Especially with Bad Bunny on how he did what he did.
Wow. And for a celebrity taking that 5 like that, he didn't run like all the other ones and hopped over. He goes, I know what I was getting myself into. I might as well. So what the hell? If they got to go through it, I got to go through it too.
Especially with like what Johnny Knoxville did, where he got hit with almost everybody's finisher or their high hype.
For Knoxville to take that, I will say, for if there was a trophy for a best king of jackass, Knoxville, you got it. You earned it. You took move after move. Then the Halloumi kick. Yes, you earned the king of jackass.
And I love it, even with AJ. AJ even said it after he freaking knocked him out, and he said there goes, what a jackass. He dropped it right down the line. I'm like, yeah. He is a jackass.
I mean, I can't really say any more on the Rumble than what we already said. It was good. It was really good. I mean, certain matches could have been done better. Don't get me wrong. Some of them could have been done better. But
True.
For what it was, I'll give it a 5.5.
What, 5 out of 10?
Yeah, I'll give it about a 5.5 to a 6.
If you're averaging for like total for the whole thing, for me wise, I would give it at least a 7 because it was actually one of their best pay-per-views in a long time since then. Because with the Rumble, like a lot of the Rumbles, it was boring. It's like you never got really any good storyline to build up to it, to where it's like leading in where it got entertaining. Like the women's was perfect, how they had everybody coming in. But the only thing that pissed me off with that one is how long Melina lasted in the ring. They should have kept her a little bit longer to going through, to be honest.
To be honest, I really don't know. I could say when a lot of them should have stayed in the ring a lot longer. And I'm sorry, Ivory. I mean, I love what she did though, but why? Seriously, Ivory, why? You had an opportunity, Ivory. You had an opportunity to kick and destroy asses in that ring, and you just chose it. Why?
Come on. She even said, mind you, she came out every other year dressed up as she used to dress up before the Rights to Censor, and then all of a sudden come out for the Rights to Censor saying, I'm disappointed with these women and all. Like, what the fuck?
And she kept doing it even when she got tossed out of the ring. I'm like...
And I love it. She gets picked up by Rhea Ripley, taking over. She gets patted on the head, and she sits there and goes, Don't touch me. Okay.
I mean, I loved it. It was good. It was good. It was good. It was a good comedy skit. I like the comedy skit. Don't get me wrong, but Ivory, really, you could at least got a couple, at least knock a couple out, but other than that, hands down with the whole Ivory and all that, that was good. I loved that. That was a nice, good comedy skit.
Yes. Especially like I said, I loved how Bunny came in. I loved Shane coming in, doing what he did to be able to get into his first Royal Rumble, and I understand why a lot of them did it because of all this, due to the fact that I'm saying it for them, for the McMahons. Sorry for your loss for Shane and Stephanie's grandmother. She was 101 years old. May she rest in peace. And that was pretty much what I heard when it was rumors going around saying that he did it because of the fact that he needed distraction away from dealing with the pain of losing his grandmother and all. But going in there and doing what he did, it was awesome.
My jaw dropped when I heard his music. I wasn't expecting Shane. To be honest, I was expecting Bubba Ray. I was expecting Moxley and all this because these are the names that are being thrown out there.
And Cody, even Cody made a little hint of that, saying that he was on the plane heading to St. Louis, Missouri.
I mean, and I'm like, wait a minute. Now you hear this, and this, and this. And it's these same ones now. And then next minute, it's like, we heard about Shane, but we went, yeah, no, because why would a McMahon really get involved when, if they do, that just ruins everything.
But he didn't. He actually did it like every other performer would do.
But it was good. I really liked it.
It was a really good, I gotta say, it was a really good show. Congrats with WWE on finally actually putting on an entertaining pay-per-view. Now you're going to have to put on to try to duplicate what you did coming to Saudi Arabia with the Elimination Chamber, which I hope you guys do it correctly on this one because of the fact that the Elimination Chamber is one of my favorite pay-per-views that Eric Bischoff created. Changing the cage and how you did it, yes, I understand you did it for safety issues, but don't change anything that was broken. Yes, most cage, hardcore, and anything that involves steel and pain does shorten careers, but it's the entertainment that you're giving to us fans. But before I end the show, I would like to, as I said, I want to bring this up for myself. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are the favorite teams of Moxley and Brian Pillman Jr., who are going to the Super Bowl, which I congrats them right down the line. So you guys punch your ticket. Congrats. Hope you guys can pull it off with that win. Who day? And right now, anybody who's following, who's just listening on here, just paying attention. Right now, the 49ers are beating the Rams 10-7 in the third quarter. So hopefully the team that you want them to play against makes them go into the Super Bowl. But anyway, you have any last minute words you want to say there, Bio?
Well, all I gotta say is congrats to WWE for opening up the forbidden door. And now, since you already opened it up, can you keep it, please? Give WWE, if you really care what your fans want, or I should say, if you really care what the wrestling world, universe, this community, keep it up if you want to keep succeeding. Seriously, if you want to make more success, keep it up because you blew the roof off. You really did.
Oh, before I forget one thing, and I know I meant to talked about it. There were other divas or female wrestlers that showed up that wasn't even on the card. I think they should have been. Was what? Where'd it go? Damn it! Was Caitlyn, Jillian, and shoot, I forget her name. It's been so long since I've seen her on WWE.
Gillian Mahal.
No, Ascana.
Uh,
Axana? I don't remember her name was. But it sucks that we didn't see them. But anyway, they were honorable mentions. They were there, but they weren't in the pay-per-view match. So without further ado, thank you guys for listening, coming on to a show. And guess what? Guess what, guys? Let you guys know with all this, we are now going to be coming to you on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that please make sure you set your schedules every time the show comes up. We will be going, like I said, going live at 8 p.m. on Sundays, which will hopefully makes it easier on you guys so that you can see us. If not, let us know. Maybe we'll try to work something out or anything that we can do.
and one thing, please leave your comments on what's going to be happening between the whole Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Bobby Lashley. And if there's possibly, leave your comments about maybe another Shield. So we would like to hear what you have to say and think.
Same thing with the women's side of with Ronda being either picking Becky Lynch or Charlotte or even Mandy Rose. You never know where that curveball is going to get thrown in. So, thank you guys for listening and watching. Black here, Bio, and we had Paul disappeared out of nowhere.
But it's
So,
all right, Kyle.
exactly. So, have a good night, everybody. Be safe out there, and don't take no crap on anybody. Just kick their ass.
Or hit me up. I'll be gladly. But there's a price. There's always a price.
Well, you got to be careful. There's always a 2-minute warning coming your way. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night.
Peace.